Okay.
All right, Liverpool, everybody, we are back. We have Gary and Mame. Good to have you guys back. We know the Champions League is upon us. First game is tomorrow evening. Let's firstly start with the Newcastle match. And as we should try to do, we start with the lineup. Garrett, come with you first. Any surprises in there? Anything different you expected? Were you happy with what the manager put out as far as the starting 11?
Yeah, I'm not really one to question starting 11s really when the manager puts it out. Yeah, maybe I can disagree on a couple of decisions or want someone else in. But I was very happy with the team. I thought Firmino can get a nice rest, give Origi a chance. Chamberlain, his first start at home, I said I would start Chamberlain this match. Defense did the same as I wanted to, so I was very happy with the team. Obviously, Origi caught an injury, which is a bit disappointing. But we'll get into that later. But yeah, that was a good lineup and couple few changes to freshen things up, and it worked out well in the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought the starting 11 was good, and similar to you, I'm at this point I've given up on questioning any kind of lineup he puts together. He's proven us wrong so many times, and plus, just when you think about a team, there's no real weak link, even coming from the bench, in my honest opinion. So, yeah, I was proud of the line. I mean, I was happy with the lineup, and obviously got the job done. It is unfortunate to see Origi go down. I don't know of any updates on him. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
know any updates on
it's
Origi.
1 to 2 weeks.
Okay, and yeah,
Uh,
that's not great, but
That's not
I
great to
guess
be.
I guess it could be worse. Anyway, Mame, same question, man. The lineup, anything you kind of were looking for differently? Did you think that's probably what it would be? And just overall, how did you feel about the starting 11?
no, Liverpool, I think it's quite similar to what we expected. Uh, yeah, no surprise what's coming in, obviously, because he played the
Yeah, you sound a
in
little,
2 days earlier or something like
Mame.
that.
You sound a little rumbled, man. Let me see if I can disconnect and then call you back.
Oh yeah. Let me disconnect myself. I
Okay,
think it's my connection.
no problem. You can try again. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah, I think I'm just also hearing that it sounds like Robbo might have picked something up in training or something. I don't know. So I don't know what the seriousness of that is. I heard he wasn't in training. So or yeah, maybe he didn't pick it up in training. He picked it up at some point, maybe at the end of the Newcastle game or whatever. But allegedly he's picked up something and wasn't in training, the most recent training. So it's never good to have knocks, and I think it's always easy for people to say, well, certain people should have sat or whatever the case may be. I think you got to play the games, play the players, and it's going to be injuries here and there, and hopefully we can get the better of luck when those things happen. But as far as the game went, Gary, first 20, 25 minutes, did it look like to you that we were suffering somehow from this break, or do you think maybe Newcastle caught us off guard, or just how? Because it felt like for me personally, anyway, the first 20, 25 minutes were kind of a throwaway part of the game, and I don't not to say that Newcastle were far superior, but I just didn't feel like we were really at it in that first half an hour or so. Did you see it that way, or just talk to me about the first half an hour of the game and what it was that you thought clicked for us to get back in the game? Was it just a simple change of Bobby coming on? Do you think it was people talk about the Robbo tackle early in that game that maybe got the crowd going? And also talk to me about the crowd. I mean, I know most of us are watching from TV these games, or some of these games. I'm sure I know Gary, you watch a bit more than me, Amami, and myself as far as in person. But just talk to me about how we looked in that first kind of phase of the game, and also the atmosphere, and if that seemed off to you.
Um, Even Klopp mentioned in the first 25 minutes that after that we kicked on, and it was true because when the game started, we weren't moving the ball quick enough. Everything was moving a bit slow. We couldn't really find those spaces. Newcastle were obviously, the game just started, so they're fresh. Obviously had a couple of weeks break, most of the players, probably all of them. So they were obviously much more fresher than us. And we just weren't. The tempo wasn't there. As I said, we weren't moving the ball quick enough, and we didn't really create any chances. And obviously they got that goal, which was a weird one really, because when I looked at it, a ball went over the top. I thought actually it was actually offside. Never was. Played the ball to Jetro Williams, and obviously Jetro Williams is left-footed. So what you're thinking is there. I mean, what I'm thinking is there was no one in the box. If I'm Alexander Arnold, you'd show him onto his left foot and push him out wide. And what he does is maybe thinks that he's left-footed. I'm gonna let him have a crack on the right because he's right-footed on his weak foot. But you should never do that. You should have always pushed him down the left-hand side and closed the gap and closed space, but he didn't. And then let him have a shot goal, and it was a brilliant goal. After that, again for 5 or 10 more minutes, not five actually because this goal was quite early. For another 10, 15 more minutes, we weren't in the driving seat really. We had the possession, but we weren't really doing much. And then, as I said, as you said, the tackle from Robbo, that sort of gave the fans something to to lift up on. Because you can't blame the fans. Obviously, it's an early kick of 12:30. Everyone knows that. But you also need something. You also need something to get you going. Passing sideways and passing, making it slow football. That's not going to get you going, is it? You need something to tackle or something attack, just to give that fans that lift. And that's what Robertson did. And it was a brilliant play from Robertson. I think he nutmegs or he goes past the right back. I think it's Kraft. Plays the Mane, absolutely world class, brilliant finish. Just like similar to the Southampton goal, fantastic finish from Mane. You look really up for that game. Love his attitude, saying get the ball back, let's go for more. And from then on, we just clicked. For me, and Firmino obviously changed the game, but we obviously won with Origi in the pitch. I think we won it. We would have won the game with Origi in the pitch anyway. And it was disappointing because he actually got that injury. It was in the 3rd minute, so it was really early. And then Firmino came on around he obviously felt it later. Firmino came on around the 37th minute. So he hasn't really played too much. Firmino basically played only 45 minutes because had that 7 minutes of football, had the 15-minute break again. So again, every minute helps because obviously had that international break. Firmino coming back from the international break, and as I said, the changes that Klopp made were good, smart changes. Again, I didn't think Chamberlain was. I thought Chamberlain was decent. I didn't think he had the best game, to be honest with you. A few dodgy touches, and he still needs to get back up to speed, doesn't he, Chamberlain? But overall, as I said, fantastic win for Liverpool. It was expected. A little scare, but to be honest with you, I remember when I woke up at the game, I was very excited for obviously coming back from national break. But a little scared, but to be honest with you, I wasn't really scared. I wasn't worried, This is the thing with this team. I wasn't worried. Spurs go 1-0 down to them at home and then lose 1-0 down and then lose 1-0 in the end. We go 1-0 down. We won 3-1 and we could have won much more than that. We had chances to score way more goals. Alexander Arnold had a chance. Robertson had a chance. Alexander Arnold had another chance on the side. So we had chances to score. But 3-1 win, 5 out of 5. City lost. It was a fantastic game. We couldn't have asked anything more than that.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think there's some good points in there about the crowd and things like that. I think James has said it. You've said it. I spoke to other people who are closer to the area and go to the game from time to time. I still often wonder. For example, surely Crystal Palace have played games at 12:30, and Selhurst Park is nowhere near the size of Anfield, and which means there's no way they can have more fans in their stadium than Liverpool do. So it's still a bit strange to me. I get it. This is the champions of Europe. They spoiled us last season, even though we didn't win the league, both in the league and in the Champions League. It just feels strange to me that even though it's an early kickoff, that there's so many very, very, very quiet moments in the game. Too much. And again, I'm watching on TV, so I don't know. But
well, yeah, you can. I know you were watching TV, but we can hear it. You know what I mean? You can hear the crowd. So, and there were a few moments when cheering a few songs here and there. But to be honest with you, mate, I think even Klopp said it in the press conference, and it was sort of indirect, and he does this quite often, doesn't he, Klopp? This indirect sort of point towards the fans, saying, you know what, even to 12:30, come on, give us that boost. We want the same as Arsenal. We want it the same. Give us that boost. And Norwich, I thought was a good atmosphere as well on the Friday night. But to be honest with you, 12:30 kickoffs, we're never really up for it.
Yeah.
I don't think we're up for it as fans. I think, getting up from bed and, they're basically half asleep, aren't they? But I mean, as I said, in the first 20 minutes, there was a few moments where we, pushing the team on. But you always have to give, I think there's something also, you always have to give the fans something to support, to shout about. If we're playing all sideways, backwards, it's a bit boring. You can't really shout and say, come on, you know what I mean? You have to give something, whether it's a chance, whether it's a tackle. Remember Robbo when he went chasing down Manchester City, the whole team, the fans lifted in that. So it's all about moments in the game. But you know what? It wasn't a bad. It was just a standard win, a 3-1 win. I thought there were a few songs to be quite honest with you. I don't think it was as bad as it normally is in 12:30s, because there's been times where the fans been really poor. But I think it was more better than it has been. Than it normally is in those early kickoffs at Anfield.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a point where Klopp was used the word indirect. I think he's pretty obvious about it now. I think he even had to go at the crowd at one point in the game, which he tends to do in certain games. I haven't seen him do it in a while though, because I feel like
he used to give those fist bumps behind the net.
Yeah. So yeah, don't want to make a big deal of it, but it definitely kind of reminded me of, because again, I haven't felt that way in a long time watching games when they're playing at home, and it kind of gave me that feeling again. And again, like you said, I never really worried one way or another, because this team just doesn't give me that fear anymore. But Mame, hopefully your mic is. Oh, Mame's gone. All right.
He's gone.
So yeah, it definitely. Even when that goal went, I was like, damn it, man. I was really hoping today we'd keep a clean sheet. I was going through my mind of score predictions. I was talking to my son about it, and
For Newcastle.
yeah. So
I mean, I expected it really, but it's one of those where it just happened. Do you know what I mean? I think it was all down. I mean, it's a bit harsh saying all down the Trent, because I thought our defensive line was a bit poor. I actually got in behind really. Well, you got through not in behind, but you got through the spaces really easily, and there was a big gap between our centre backs, between Matip and Trent, sorry. And we were kind of all shifted towards the left hand side of the pitch. But I thought Trent should be doing much better there. You have to push him out. You can't let him have a shot on his right foot. You have to push him out on the left. They had no one in the box. Joe Linton hadn't joined the attack. Atsu hadn't joined the attack. There was no one in the 18-yard box. Pushed him out, and then the problem was solved. So it was poor. It was poor defending. It didn't get tight enough to him. So, but I think they didn't do much. But I mean, they had the chance actually when it was 2-1. With that Newcastle player skied it, the other fullback Kraft. So there's a few moments, but all in all, it was a very comfortable win for Liverpool. And as I said, it could have been 4 or 5. But 3 points is all that matters.
Yeah, Mame, your mic okay?
Oh yeah. I'm okay now.
All right, yeah. So same thing I was asking Gary. Just talk to me about kind of that first 25, 30 minutes, how you felt about it. What do you think it was that clicked for Liverpool to get back into the game? We had one of those games where we don't start so great in the first half, but I know for me personally, I feel Gary agrees that not one point in that game that we really fear it's not being a game that we get to all 3 points. It was unfortunate to concede that goal. But just talk to me how you felt about that first 25 to 30 minutes and what it was that you think got us back into the groove of controlling the game.
Yeah, well, I think some people were scared, watching the game, slow start, and Newcastle scoring early. I never was, because I was just like, yo, this is the maximum they could get from this game, And yeah, I think with the international break and everything, and maybe the boys didn't wanna give too much energy, and then they had to, because Newcastle scored early.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, yeah. So and what got us going? Yeah, I think it was just a matter of time. Huh? I think it was just a matter of time. You know, so nothing special. It was going to come anyway. And of course, with that first goal, you know, and it was a beautiful goal too. So yeah, I think the crowd got excited, and got us going. I mean, coming in, working that magic again. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's the way it wasn't the plan. The plan was to not force, play a bit slow, grab a win, and then move on to the Champions League. But Newcastle just showed us that they would take something, so we had to play different.
Yeah, as good as that shot was, I think it caught everybody off guard, and maybe even the guy who took the shot, Jethro. Um, is that something that you would when we criticize Trent? Is that very well what we are worried about when it comes to Trent? Is that something you feel like maybe that's too harsh because he's improved on that defensively? I just feel like if the tables were on the other side and it was Robertson, maybe it'd be a different way he would have dealt with that. I don't know. And also Van Dyke being on that side, it did feel like the whole defense was shifted to Robbo's side though, and it was almost like where was the other red body along with Trent, knowing that Trent does have these certain deficiencies in his game. Gary, this question is for you first. Uh, is that something that you feel like when they have the opposing team has a speedy winger or fullback, whatever the case may be on that side, that's something that we need to be concerned with, or that's just something that it happened. It's not really much to worry about when it comes to Trent.
Um, what Trent's defensive performance?
Well, I wouldn't say the performance in general. I'm just meaning like in that on that moment, is that something that worries you against teams that have, I don't know,
Oh, yeah.
speedy or creative wingers or left sided players?
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you just meant for the game against Newcastle. No, not really, because I just think that well, I mean, yeah, actually, in moments, yes, but not overall. I think he still needs to do. He needs to work defensive. He needs to do much better defensively. I mean, tomorrow night is going to be a big test for him against Insigne again. Or if he does start, actually, I think he should start. No, I don't know really. Because I wouldn't be surprised to see Gomez start right back against Napoli.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure.
So I just think that we have to remember he's still 20 years old, but at the same time he's had a lot of appearances for Liverpool.
Yep.
So you can balance it one way and say he's 20, but it's not as if he's 20 and this is his first season playing as a Liverpool player. He's had a lot of experience. He has had a lot of experience against wingers like Neymar, Ronaldo. Well, Ronaldo played up front in the final, but Neymar, Insigne, Zaha, Rashford when he's had tough times against them, Sane, but I think he's going to get much better, much better, and I think he's just a brilliant football round. Really, you can see in the first half, technically he's fantastic. The way he strikes the ball, the crosses. If you give him just a yard of space and a bit of time, he's gonna put that ball right in the danger areas for Firmino, Salah, Mane to attack. So I'm not really too worried about that defensively. I think it is going to be something that he gets right. But to be honest with you, Aaron, mate, I just don't have any worries right now about Liverpool in general. I go into it and think, I don't go into it and think, oh, you know what, we might get done here today. It's not as if, we got love in that team and say, oh, that's a weak. I don't look at that team and say, I don't look at that team and say, we've got a weak spot. I look at it and think we've got 11 strong areas on that pitch and even on the bench as well. That's what I'm saying. It's not as if when Chamberlain comes in the team instead of Henderson, I've got no problem with it. That's why when or if Kaya comes in or if Milner comes in, we've got so many options and quality options as well that we can chop and change, and it's just all about those players staying fit. And that's all. That's obviously the key to our success this season. Because you look at City, Sane is injured, Laporte is injured. Those two big players for City, especially Laporte, and you can see they're collapsing already. So if we stay at this level we're playing right now, and and the players stay fit, all the key ones, then I just think that we're gonna win the league this season. I thought it before the season, before all those injuries. I think we're going to do it now anyway. I'm just feeling very confident.
Yeah, yeah. My mate, Firmino, man, is it what's his deal this season? Coming from playing so much football in the summer, you would think, or not even you would think, you would kind of accept the fact that him, Salah or Mane, but particularly Firmino would be slightly off the pace, maybe a little rugged, a little stop start, fatigue getting to him. But as Gary alluded to earlier, we did score a goal before he came onto the game, but it did feel like once he came on and he was getting that familiarity with the other two guys up front, that things started to click a bit more. And also when he adds in his defensive work, which he did very well for the second goal, I believe, to get the ball. But I mean, what is it with this guy, man? What is why is he so? He's been doing this for us, and I feel like it's interesting because you hear a lot of people even talking more so neutral fans or fans of other teams talking a lot about him now, as if they don't remember what he's done since he's been here. And he's just so influential to what we do, and there's no one else in Europe anywhere who does what he does. Just talk to me about Firmino, man, how important he is to this team, and what's kind of the what do you see him doing this season? Like, what's the heights he can reach this season for this team? Mame?
Listen, from hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I said Firmino has always been an underrated player, man. Like, people don't give him. I think why other neutral fans and other fans are talking about him now, they start to realize that he's the one that makes everything that many goals. Because they saw Firmino as a guy who would just be up front and press defenders, winning the ball back and stuff. And now that see that he has he's that guy. He has that talent. I think that many even forgot that he was Brazilian. That's what's even funny. And the thing with Firmino is people saying he's playing a false nine position. This guy is a ghost, man. He's doing everything. He's playing false nine. So for me, he's just that guy, man. If you had another player, another number nine, I don't see him playing much, no matter how good he is.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, over the years, people have always wondered about us getting a new quote unquote number nine, but I just don't see where that person will play. I think, as you said, he is a ghost. He's playing so many different roles, so many different areas, and that's what makes him so unique. There's no one else playing in that central nine, forward, whatever you want to call it, role, doing anywhere near what Firmino's doing. The work he does off the ball, he's not a guy who is about, if he can get a goal and he has a chance, he'll try to take it. But he's a guy that it seems like he's always pass first, whether he's picking it up from the middle of the park or he's got it in the box. He's always looking for Salah, always looking for Mane first. And I think that's
and the thing is, he don't know for him a new role because there's nothing similar actually if you look at it.
Yeah, you're still going in and out, man. I'm sure you're saying some quality things. I don't want to miss that. So I'm not sure what we could do about your mic. But 1 second. Yeah, but go ahead though. Keep talking, man. See if it picks up any better.
Yeah, no. It's all right. Let me try to reconnect or something like that.
Okay. Gary.
Yeah, I mean Firmino. There's no such thing as a false nine Firmino anymore. I mean Firmino's just playing his own role. The way he just drops into those little pockets of space and he drags those opposition defenders out. He drags them out and he's just too quick for them. And then you get Salah and Mane making those runs inside the box. Chamberlain. Though the second goal came from Chamberlain losing the ball. Matip and Firmino swarm around Christian. Is it Christian Atsu? Yeah, Christian Atsu. Get the ball back. Firmino wins it, nicks it off him, plays the ball. It's a touch too heavy, but obviously the Dubravka hit his knee, bobbled over, and Mane scored. But he just, you know what? I saw it against the game against Manchester City. Um, he just looked like a different. He looked so hungry. Do you remember that game against City in the Community Shield? I remember watching it on the ground, and I just saw him pressing, and he was doing everything. He just looked so sharp. He looked so sharp in that match. And then he continued that against Norwich. He continued it against Chelsea when he came on. Continued it against Southampton. Again against Arsenal. Burnley again. Brilliant. Newcastle. He's on another level of form right now. He's looking really really good. And he started the season really really hungry. Because last year bit on and off with obviously the injury at the end of the season. But even though still play a lot of games. He obviously missed the Barcelona game home and away. Didn't start the game against Barcelona away. Had a little injury. Didn't wasn't really good in the Champions League final because of the injury. Obviously, he got subbed off for Origi. Um, Constantly switching between a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. So it was a bit of an on and off season for Firmino last year, but this year, as I said, in that 4-3-3, he's looking really really sharp. And look, you look at his stats, and he's just, as you said, he's an unselfish player. He's got 2 goals in the Premier League, but again, that's what he's gonna get. He's gonna get 10 to 15 goals in the Premier League, but if he got 20 goals in the Premier League, Salah and Mane wouldn't have that much. He's always that player to play that pass in. If you're 1-on-1, Firmino squaring it to you. It doesn't matter who it is, he's squaring to you. A bit like Luis Suarez. Luis Suarez was a very unselfish player. If he was 1-on-1, most of the time he would square it. Just like Sterling, when he used to square Sterling many times. And that's what I love about Firmino as well. He's a very very good player, and as I said, he's a machine as well. He doesn't do the fancy stuff, but he does the hard working stuff, pressing, fullback, all that stuff. And he's in the form of his life right now. Really good. Just like the 17-18 season where he scored 27 goals in all competition. He's in that sort of form. But I think very good that season, but he's looking even better now.
Yeah, he's just in the zone right now, and may that continue, because honestly, we know what we'll get from Salah, Mane as far as the goal contribution, things like that. But Firmino is in this kind of mood, man, where he's just doing things with ease. And let's remember, Firmino's not the fastest dude in the pitch, but as far as mind speed, he's one of the fastest on the pitch, if you know what I mean. He just gets things. The way football mind works. Go ahead.
He doesn't need to be the fastest in terms of speed, but
Oh, no, I know he doesn't. That's the point I'm making.
he needs, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. His level of football intelligence is number one on that pitch. He's incredible. Did you see those little flicks he did in those games? World class.
Crazy.
Incredible. I mean, you look at anything. What a player he actually is. So we're gifted to have a player like that.
And it seems it,
Mame?
Doesn't look like it's working.
yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. It's still going in and out. Yeah, we'll carry on. So I thought the midfield was good as well, and I think for a game that people would say maybe wasn't our best performance in the first half, we found a way to. Here's the thing, and I think you can give Liverpool a pass. And no one really wants to hear this, but again, to go back to what I said, I mean, even when we start off bad, and as much as we want to have a clean sheet, it's almost kind of a good thing when a team scores like that against us. Although we missed on a clean sheet, it's almost like all right, now we're awake now. We're up now. We're ready.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
as I said, it woke us up a bit, didn't it? That goal, because we were a bit slow, a bit sluggish in possession, weren't moving the ball quick enough. Weren't making those runs inside. And I didn't Mane as well. Mane at front didn't. And just actually a good point is actually when Mane when that front three started, we obviously started with Origi in the left, Mane and Salah, and what we were doing is once it went to Origi went up front, then it went and Mane went on the left, and then Salah went up front, and then Mane went on the right, and then Origi went from Mane left. So there's different combinations in the game, and they were switching up at different points of the game. That's as I said. This is one thing with our front three, whether it's Origi, whether it's anyone, they're very fluid as well. They can eat. They're very adaptable to different positions, different formations, and it helps us in the game. That flexibility with different positions. So, as a Origi is a big miss for us. It may only be 1 or 2 weeks, but Napoli game not really that much of a miss for me. But the Chelsea game, someone that if you need someone with a bit of leg for the last 10 or 15 minutes, Origi is your guy. Especially the MK Dons game. That's going to be a bit disappointing because I would have want Origi on the left, Brewster up front, Shaqiri on the right. I still don't want any of the front three to play. None of them. They need the rest. So I don't want any of them to even get on the pitch for that one. So you'd obviously look at Brewster, Shaqiri, and again, this is where it comes up short a bit, doesn't it? This is where maybe someone like a Kent would have been useful. So and it's just we're gonna have to see to play. Maybe Curtis Jones will get a game.
Listen,
Maybe Curtis Jones, Brewster, Shahiri. Let's rotate a bit. But obviously, have that insurance. I would bring Mane or Salah. I would bring them for a bit of insurance because, this Carabao Cup. As I said, I'm not really too interested in it, but I think it helps us a lot with the youngsters to give them more and more game time, like Kiana Hova. Hopefully, I don't want to see Milner left back against MK Dons. I want to see Larouche left back or anyone else. I want to see a youngster there. Let's make the most of this Carabao Cup because I'm not really interested in winning it with our first team players because it's going to disrupt us. I want us to go as far as we can with the younger players, or with and a bit of experience in the middle with Lallana, with Lallana. Keita if he's fit, and all these players, Chamberlain, Shaqiri coming back in. So we have got a good squad. We have got a good squad. It's just that if we have a few injuries in certain areas, then we kind of become a bit weak, a bit short. So as I said, we're just looking forward to that game against Napoli. Tomorrow night, big game for us. But the big game for me is I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, but I can't wait for Sunday. Sunday is a massive, massive game for Liverpool. I think we have to win that game. We have to win it now. We have to win it before City drop points, but we definitely have to win it now. I know Chelsea on a decent bit of form, beat Wolves away, Abraham's on fire, but we're a different animal. We need to go to Stamford Bridge away and win and get 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it feels like Liverpool at a point now where every game is a must-win. Honestly, I mean, definitely not it's definitely a must-not lose. And even though we're whatever how many points, 5, whatever it is above City, it's still early, and
Yeah.
I don't want to see Liverpool feeling like, oh, let's take the foot off the gas a little bit because we're already 5 points ahead. We're good. No, we gotta keep winning these games. And Chelsea are looking, I'll say, more improved. The fact that this kid I think he's top 3 or 4 in the league of scoring goals now, where
Top
where
goal scorer.
where it looked like his pride or confidence might have been gone. I mean, this kid has stepped back up. So Chelsea look decent. But and as big as the game it is, I just don't feel like they're gonna be enough of a test for us. But we'll get onto that when it comes closer. Let's go ahead and go towards the Napoli game. And I think it's obvious to say that our form, especially in the group stage, was not good away from home. And even though that was the case, we by hook or by crook, we got through. But Napoli has been a team that's given us good games every time we played them recently. Even in preseason, I know it doesn't really count for anything, but they still got the better of us. So I'm looking forward to this game. And even though I don't look at Napoli as I've been hearing a lot of podcasts and people saying Napoli are an incredible side. I don't really look at them that way. I think they match up good against Liverpool, so that makes them a team that can be in the game, and we obviously can't take them lightly. But the other way around, they definitely can't take us lightly. And being the defending champions, we'll get everybody's best, even the other weaker teams, quote unquote, in our group. But just talk to me about Napoli, and I know we spoke about them before, and a couple of games they had in Serie A. I forget the score in the game they played this past weekend, but
They beat. I think they won 2-0 to. I can't remember who it was, but they won.
yeah, I forget who it was. Anyway, no,
Sorry.
they're a good side. They're a good side, but I mean, and going away from home, just what do you think it is that Klopp is telling the team before we head out there, or not before we head out there, we're already out there, but before we get this game. Do you
Yeah,
think he's mentioning the games last season, or that he's just saying, "Look, clean slate, let's go out there and just and get this win and go back home"?
yeah. It was actually Sampdoria they beat 2-0.
Sampdoria, okay.
Yeah. So wait, was it Mame's question?
Nah, you first.
All right, cool. No, clean slate because I think what happens in previous years, I'm not really too interested in.
Right.
I think I just go into this game again with a much better. I think we go into it with a lot of confidence after our recent performances. And obviously going into as European champions give us that little boost to keep on going to defend our crown at the top of as the champions of Europe. And I mean, last year was a shambolic performance, one of the worst performances that I saw last season. I know we nearly scammed the point. I mean, Napoli weren't that great actually, to be honest with you, anyway. But I know we nearly got a point there, but we I think we had like one shot on target. We were atrocious that game, and it was I saw that period where our front three wasn't really clicking, and it was our defense that was doing the job. But this game, I've just got a feeling that we're gonna win it. I think the Chelsea game is a much more important game for me, and I'd rather win that. Obviously, I want to win both, but if you pick one game, I'd rather I'd rather win the Chelsea game. But the Napoli game for me is again, it's a bit of a game where if we take a draw in that game, I wouldn't be too disappointed. If we take a 1-1 draw away at Napoli or 0-0 or 2-2, whatever it is, if we take a point away at Napoli, I wouldn't be too disappointed. Don't want to lose, of course. I think we're going to win this game. I think we're going to win it 2-0. I think we're going to be. This is my opinion, of course. I just think that the game's going to pan out. We're going to get a goal in the first half, and we're just going to keep it tight. Keep it tight. We're going to keep Napoli in lock, and I think we're going to get a goal in the second half and kill it. I think it's going to be one of those defensive masterclass performances away from home. And I've just got a feeling that we're going to win. We're going to win this game. And the team selection is interesting. Would you maybe? I mean, Robertson, I'm not too sure what's going on with Robertson. I think he probably will play. If Robertson doesn't play this game, and it's Milner at left back, we can't have Gomez at right back
Mm.
because you miss two.
Would you trust Gomez at left back and keep Trent at right?
Um, yeah, that would be a good shout actually. Yeah, you know what? That would actually be a much better shout. Keeping Gomez we'll put Gomez at left back and Trent at right back. That would probably be the much better option if I'm honest with
Yeah.
you. Because he obviously has that speed as well to track who's going to be on that side, Callahan. And I think Gomez is a solid defender, but obviously I don't really like Gomez in the fullback positions.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe Gomez as centre back. Give Matip a rest, but I don't think Matip needs a rest because he's actually
I
had
don't
2 weeks
either.
off. I just remember that Matip doesn't got his national break anymore, has he? So Matip's completely fine. He's had 2 weeks off, so Matip's fresh and ready. Keep the back. I think for me is keep Matip and Van Dijk as long as you can. I think Gomez's next appearance probably comes in the League Cup against MK Dons, and then it probably comes in the Champions League against is it Genk at home or Salzburg? It comes at home against them. I don't think it comes in the Premier League. I want to keep Matip and for me right now in this group stages, it's more about getting through, finishing first, which I think we will do. And I think in the Champions League we need to rotate a bit more. In the Premier League, I want a proper strong team that we can every game. Trent, Robert, Matip, Van Dijk, Alisson. The midfield obviously can chop and change the front three, same. In the Champions League, I want a bit more of players like Origi coming to the team, maybe Shaqiri coming in at one point, maybe switching things up. I think we need to rotate and use this for a bit more because we have that opportunity now with the group. Last year we didn't really have it. We had it against Red Star Belgrade, but that didn't work our way. But we had it against PSG Napoli. It didn't really work out. But against Salzburg, Genk, we got a bit more of an opportunity. But tomorrow, strong team, and I think we will win the game.
Yeah, well, Mommy, how you doing over there?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hopefully it stays clear. It doesn't go in and out. But the Napoli game. Who do you see? What do you as our strongest lineup? Is it the lineup we see with the usual back four, and then what do you think?
Yeah, of course. Usual back for, But yeah, usual back four: Trent and how to say it, Van Dijk, Matip, and Robertson. You know, but I think he will go with Gomez.
At fullback, at left fullback, or where?
Uh, at right fullback. I don't know about Robertson yet if he's gonna play or not. I believe he will play.
Yeah, I hope
I
so.
believe he will play. Well, if he doesn't, he probably go with Milner.
Yeah, I think he probably will. I kind of agree with Gary. I don't want him to go with Milner there, but I do feel like he does. And if he does, I just don't know how I feel about having Milner and Gomez as our fullbacks.
We lose a lot. We lose a lot of
Attacking.
Yeah,
that. Yeah, we lose a lot.
but you know, last year a reason we lost to Napoli is that Ancelotti just blocked the wings. We didn't have nothing from the wings last year.
We also
If you
did we
can
have Fabinho?
remember.
Was Fabinho in that game?
It was the midfield three that started was
No,
Wijnaldum.
it was
Yeah, it was Wijnaldum, Keita.
Keita. Keita
Okay,
started and he got injured.
Yeah,
okay, right.
Fabinho came on actually. I think in like 5 minutes. Did he? Yeah, Fabinho came on like Fabinho came on for like a few minutes at the end, but
Yeah, a few
it was
minutes.
Wijnaldum in the
Yeah.
six, Keita and Milner, and then Keita got injured, had a little back pain, and then Henderson went in the six. So Wijnaldum. It was an awful game to watch from both teams. I thought Napoli were poor in that game as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
nobody's saying that though. It's weird to me. Like
No,
nobody mentions that. They just say that Liverpool were awful, and that's it.
yeah, Napoli were.
actually, actually, everybody was expecting Liverpool to beat Napoli. To be true.
Yeah, because we
But
were.
the thing is, Napoli came to frustrate us. You know, they it was a very tactical game. They came and blocked the wings. They were playing that 3-3-2. I mean, three defenders, two fullbacks, and I think three midfielders. You know, it was a very tough game
And it was after
for
Chelsea.
Salah and Mane.
It was after Chelsea away. It was also after a tough game against Chelsea away. Going to Napoli away again was a tough. So we obviously got this roles reversed now. Napoli away and Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, do you think Fabinho makes a big difference in this matchup, knowing that he wasn't there last season, Mame?
Yeah, of course, we all know what he can. Not only his defensive work on the midfield, but also his passing. You know, all the stuff he does. Of course, he will make a big diff. You know, uh, uh, I don't agree with that. We have. It's not important. This game is not that important and stuff. We are the champions of Europe now. We have every game. We have to show people, yo, we're here. And even strategically, it will be great to just win the first 3 or 4 games, and then we can focus on the league till December. I mean, to January or February. You know, I think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to this game, man. I think it'll be. I think it'll be a good match. And I think the second match, the one that we got by a save from Allison, I think it'll be closer to that kind of match. Very tight. The first game was pretty tight too. I guess it was 1-0 both games, right? Home and away.
I mean, the game at Anfield, we should really batter them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we should have. Yeah. Uh, so that's the thing. You know, even against Newcastle, of course, 3-1 looks good, and we totally dominate that game beyond the goal they had and the other chance that other defender of theirs had. Well, I don't know how he doesn't even make contact with the target, but it is frustrating slightly. And this is me nitpicking now because there's not much about this team that I can really complain about, if truth be told. But I said this, and I think probably people thought I was exaggerating, but that game could have got out of hand as far as goals. That could have been an ugly scoreline for Newcastle. If we took advantage of just small moments in the final third, say maybe 4 or 5, if not more, to 1. So sometimes that concerns me. Not concerns, but it bothers me because I feel like if there is a situation where we're in trouble and we need to get goals, you know, I would hope that we can get that. Now the team is obviously shown me and proved that they can do that.
Yeah,
I guess that's just me. I don't know, just nitpicking again a little bit, like I said. But
I think so.
I mean, every game we've seen that this season, including the Super Cup, probably even the Community Shield. Like we're gonna make chances, and it's just really about us taking advantage of them when they come. So I don't know So what's up with the whole stadium thing? Is there some issue with Napoli fans, or what's
Something
the deal with that?
it was something about to do with the stadiums, the facilities inside, the dressing room and all that stuff. I think it's I, what I heard.
Wrestling.
What I heard was apparently we were going to be playing at the stadium, Bologna Stadium. I think
Right,
we are playing at the Naples Stadium, right? Are we?
right, okay.
I think we are playing in Napoli somewhere. But also, I just want to touch on the point quickly there. Talking about us finishing chances. I think you can afford to do that most of the time against teams like Newcastle at home because you're gonna create so many chances. But when we're gonna go away to Napoli, and especially away, well, obviously Napoli, but especially away at Stamford Bridge, we're gonna have to be clinical and we're gonna have to take our chances because
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to create 15 chances like we did, or 10 chances, or have all those shots that you did against Newcastle away at Stamford Bridge. We may create a few clear cut chances, but away from home, you always have to be clinical, especially against the top six teams or teams away from in Europe. So Salah, Firmino, Mane, if they get a clear cut chance away at Napoli tomorrow or away at Stamford Bridge, we have to take it. We have to take it and be clinical, and that's what I'm hoping because we're going to have a few chances tomorrow. We're going to create quite a few chances tomorrow. It's all about us being clinical because I think defensively we're fine. It's all about us just finishing those chances, which, as I said, I'm very confident about tomorrow.
yeah. I think, and even last season, I think if not the top team statistically, as far as set pieces, this year as it started off, we haven't been amazing at it. We've done okay. That's another thing I want to see in the league and in Europe, just us taking advantage of set pieces. Because in games like this, and I think when I say games like this, I think it'll be really tight. Even if it ends up being 2-0 us, I think the game will be pretty tight. I think Napoli will have their chances and we'll have our fair chances as well. But I just think
Yeah, it
Liverpool
won't
will
be a
be,
strong.
yeah. And so I feel like set pieces can be important. So that's Matip, Van Dijk, guys getting heads on the balls, even Firmino if he gets a chance. But I'd like to just see us up it up just a little bit as far as set pieces, more than I've been seeing so far. But yeah, definitely excited about the game. What time is it? UK time?
8 o'clock, so it'll be 3 o'clock for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's your score prediction on Mame? If you had to give one.
I would go with 2-0 or 2-1.
Okay.
Let's say 2-0.
And Gary.
Yeah, I've stuck with 2-0 since the end of the Newcastle game. I think 2-0.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I feel like Napoli's defense was far better last season abroad in Europe and Serie A. And it looks like this season they've conceded 7 goals. I think 4 of those were to Juve, so you kind of can get that. But
Yeah, because
I
he's to Juve 3-3 away at Fiorentina.
yeah, I just feel something tells me we're gonna get a good amount of goals in this game. Like I said, I think it could be tight. I don't know what defensively. I think we'll be fine. It'll be
Mm.
good to see Adrian in Europe as a goalkeeper. And I think him staying at home, why some of the people were going to international break was probably a good thing. Working with him as far as distribution, some of the things that they want him to do to. I mean, look, he's in there to kind of try to replicate at least 65-70% of what Becker can do, and I think he's
Yeah,
done
they've
pretty
also
pretty
bought
much that.
Lozano, as well, haven't they?
Say again?
Napoli, they've also bought Lozano from PSV.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mexican winger, so he's a bit nippy, a lot better than Callahan. A bit more, got a bit more.
Okay,
So
okay.
he's going to be. So if Robertson's not fit, we might have a bit of a problem on that side. But yeah, so Lozano probably, I don't know, Lozano, Callahan, whoever it is going to be a.
Is Alon still there?
Yeah, Alan's still there. I mean, he was incredible in the game, wasn't he?
I'm looking to see what he does in the game. I think our midfield's really got to. Again, I think having Fabinho is going to be really, really key in this game.
Yeah, and he didn't start in the game against Sampdoria. He's obviously been rested.
Alon.
Yeah, they were all
Oh,
rested.
They,
Koulibaly, all of them.
they rested quite a few players.
yeah. This is going to be an exciting one. I can't wait for it. Yeah. I guess we'll leave it there for now and try to rally again. If not after the game tomorrow, the next day. But I appreciate you guys making time, and we'll try to get together soon.
Nice
Yeah,
one.
thanks, man.
Thanks, sir.
Likewise.
Mate.
Yeah.